Mic check. 1, 2. Look at that. Sam always be laughing at me how I drink water because I be dehydrated as hell. Like, it's literally 6 o'clock and that's my second bottle of water. Like, that's all I done drank today. And I had a cup of coffee this morning, but I'm so thirsty. I be so dehydrated. Shay, T'Challa. Okay, I'm back. I was worried it was gonna be a cat fight between these two cats we got in our house. I'm saying it like they just these two cats that we got in our house and they not like our babies. But this week has slipped by so fast. Today is already Friday, and last week I had all of my content planned out, my week planned out, what I was going to be doing every day, you know, as far as the kind of content I wanted to be posting every day. I was on it. This week, it just kind of slipped away from me. The day after Valentine's Day, I had my second flight attendant interview for Delta Airlines. Yeah, I've been looking forward to the interview for a while. In the midst of all of that going on, the week kind of slipped past me. So again, here it is Friday, and I have not recorded a video to post on Sunday on our channel. And I do want to stay committed to that goal. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna post something. I hadn't really thought much about like what we were gonna post this week, or you know, if me and Tam were gonna do something together, or if I was just gonna come on here and do a video. Mostly because it's just so last minute, I just like, you know what, I'm gonna just go on there and I'm gonna do a video, I'm gonna record something. So in doing that, I wasn't really sure about what I was gonna post. I was like, I'm gonna just talk about faith, and whatever comes up just comes up, what faith looks like in my life. And of course, like I said, you know, just in the flow of what's been going on, which is crazy because I recorded a similar video about faith maybe a month or two ago. It was like right after I got my emails about my face-to-face interviews with these two airlines for being to become a flight attendant. And I was like in a totally different space. Like, I was super excited about these interviews and like, oh my God, I'm gonna crush it. Like, I was watching flight attendant videos every day, all day, like just being obsessed with like just their job, the lifestyle, everything that come along with it. Of course, me, like when I'm interested in something, I have to like dig all the way in. Like, I want to know everything I can to prepare me for what I'm about to be walking into. Like, I gotta do all the research, just everything. Like, I wanna know everything before. I don't want to be surprised by anything. I don't want to, and that's just like really how I am as a person. I feel like, I mean, if we're talking about faith, maybe that is like a spot in my faith where it's weakened, you know. I guess like my faith isn't as strong. I don't feel comfortable just walking into situations. Like, I want to be as prepared as I can before walking into something. And I say maybe, you know, that's a spot that maybe that's, you know, where my faith is weakened or whatever, but maybe it's not. Like, maybe that's just how I am at the same time. But I say that because I feel like it shows true faith, people that just have faith and just trust, like, oh, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Like, just no care in the world. Like, I'm not like that. Like, I have to plan. Like, I want to plan. Sometimes. Some stuff I'm just like willy-nilly with. Some stuff, and I think honestly it's more avoidant than it is being willy-nilly free-spirited. I think it's just avoidant. But yeah, I'm kind of all over the place, like bouncing off of stuff. But yeah, to go back, I was in a totally different space when I made that first video. Now, here I am today completing both of those face-to-face interviews. I've gotten a thanks but no thanks email for the first one already. Thank you for interviewing. No, thank you. We don't want you to work for us. I mean, I believe that email is also coming for my second interview, for the one that I really wanted with Delta. The first one I wasn't really, I didn't really care about. Delta was my preference, but I do think now, after going through the interview, I think that I'm gonna be getting a thanks but no thanks letter. Just because, like I said, like I know how that process usually goes, like the flight attendant whole face-to-face interview process. Usually, if you got the job, you find out that day that you got the job. If they send you home, now I've heard different, stories like, oh, but I know somebody that got a CJO or a job offer in the email a few days after the interview. But guess what? Like, I feel like the stories I've heard like that, maybe twice. Most of the 99.9% of the time, if you're being offered the job, that day. The first interview that I did with American a few weeks ago, I was crushed. Like, even though I didn't care about getting hired with that particular airline, I was still kind of crushed about it because I was looking forward to that opportunity, proving to me that I'm ready. Like, I'm ready. I have what it takes. I know what it takes, to be a flight attendant, to do this job, and for me, it was like, I didn't want to work with American, but American offering me the job to me was going to be like, oh yeah, you ready, you got it, because I've been applying for this job for 7 years. So it's like, I had been, of course, like at this point where now I'm getting offered the face-to-face interview for both of these. It's like, okay, it's my time, just pep talking myself, like it's me being rejected all of those times before. It wasn't me. I can't look at it like rejection. I can't look at it as like it's personal or something's wrong with me, but like it just wasn't my time. So now, like doing it now, I'm like telling myself, all those other times it just wasn't the time. This is my time now. It's my time. I'm excited, and all this and that. So when I got the first thanks but no thanks, it was kind of crushing. It was hard. Like, I was down for like 2 or 3 days about it. I felt rejected in my heart. Like, I don't know. I felt played. Like, even if I don't want this job, you telling me like if I did want it, I can't have it. But it's also was very interesting, like going through both interviews, honestly, and just noticing how different I am, even going through the process, and like different things I noticed about myself and how I felt going through the process. Like for the Delta interview, I remember like during the last segment while we was sitting in there and it was like showing us PowerPoint about the company and the job and just, all of these different things. My body was beginning to hurt. Like it was just, I don't know, like it was starting to hurt. And I remember like, just moving around in my seat, like just adjusting myself, and my body was just hurting, and it was like, I remember thinking then, like, is this really, like, is this something, in my spirit, something just telling me that this isn't what I should be doing, like that this isn't the job for me, like, but I brushed it off because I just thought about what I wanted. Like, I want this job. I want this job for so many reasons. Like, customer service is my jam. I love customer service. I love serving people. I love creating good experiences for people. I've always just loved working with people, engaging with people. Like, as far as work and engaging people, I've always loved working with people. So being in that elements again, because I haven't worked especially since we moved here to Georgia, being outside of Chicago. In Chicago, I was back in my element, braiding hair. I was meeting people and talking to people and learning. I love that shit. Like I said, it's my jam. So, but being here in Georgia, I've been to myself a lot. I haven't been working. I haven't really been engaging with people a whole lot. I've been spending a lot of time by myself. So I was, just getting excited about being able to do that on top of having the opportunity and the freedom to fly for free or just very, very much so discounted. I was looking forward to all of that. For me to travel, for my wife to travel, for my parents to be traveling. I wanted to create those types of experiences for them, for my family, and for myself, And I was just thinking about too the last job that I had, 9-to-5 job that I had. I'm working this job to pay my bills, I'm expecting this job to pay my bills, to take care of me, all of those things was at a hospital. And I loved working at that hospital. I loved my job. I did. It was very easy. Once I learned the job, it was very easy. It was very laid back. It was just me sitting at a desk most of the time, answering the phone, answering the patient call, sending whoever needs to go into the room in the room. It was very easy. And I love working with people. So I love people that I worked with. I enjoy going to work. My coworkers were really fun. We, we'll hang out outside of work sometimes. But my manager, oh my God, I love my manager. My manager was so cool. But my second manager. But I loved all of these things about my job. But it really got to a point for me where I realized I wasn't happy. And it wasn't that I wasn't happy with the job, but it was other things in my life going on at the time too. I just realized I wasn't happy. It wasn't about the job. It wasn't about a relationship. It wasn't about I just realized I wasn't happy. And I remember I was talking to one of my friends on the phone on my lunch break at work one day, and I was just crying, and I was telling him just how I felt. Lost wasn't really the word that I used, but just thinking about it now, I feel lost would be the closest word to explain how I felt. And I remember I'm just I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do, but I want to feel better. I want to feel better about my life. I want to feel better about myself. I want to feel better about what I'm doing, how I'm spending my time. I just want to feel better, I want to feel connected to something. I want to feel excited about something. I don't feel in control. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. I want to feel in control. I want to feel a part of my life. I want to feel, I think feeling a part of my life is more so a representation rather than feeling in control. But Yeah, I remember I was just telling him that, and I was crying, and I was just like, and he is just the way that he is, like, just so unbothered, just so calm on the phone. He was like, you just scared. Like, I don't know what you scared of, sitting on all of that capability. Like, you can do whatever you want to do, but for whatever reason you just scared. I didn't believe him. I didn't think that I could do anything. I didn't think that I could do it. Like, thinking about it now, I heard him, but I didn't believe him. I didn't think that I was afraid. I just didn't think that, one, I didn't think that it was possible for me to do whatever I wanted to do. And then two, like, shortly after that, I realized that I never really considered that even being an option. Like, I never thought about me thinking about what I want my life to look like. Like, I had just been kind of going with the flow, like, just kind of in the world, like, just doing what I thought was next every time, doing what I thought was possible every time, just I was kind of just going along. So shortly after that conversation is when I really had that conversation with myself, like, what do I want my life to look like? And that was the first time I had ever asked myself that question at 25, 26 years old. Like, that was the first time I ever asked myself that question. Like, what do I want my life to look like? What do I want my life to feel like? Because before that, I didn't even think I had that right or that power to really choose. I didn't really know that I could choose and be bold in my choices. Like, bold meaning it's pretty bold for you to think that you can do some shit like that, like bold like that. So I was like, what would I want my life to look like? So when I asked myself that question, I really, like, sat on it and meditated on it. And I came to the conclusion that I wanted to be doing hair, whether it was locks, because I was just starting locks at the time. And I had started doing my own hair. I had gotten to the point where I was starting doing my own hair. So I was like, if I could just do hair, like do locks all day, smoke weed all day, do yoga, and live on the beach, like, that's what I want my life to look like. Like, I want to be able to go wherever I want in the world, whenever I want to go. That's what I want my life to look like. So I believe it was that year that I flew on a plane for the first time. That was the first time, like, I saw flight attendants and them in their job, in their role, doing their thing. So before that, I mean, I'm sure I knew flight attendants existed, but I had never been on a plane before. So it was like not a direct, like, before you go to a place, like, it's on a map, but you don't think about it. You don't, it's like, whatever. That's how it was for me with flight attendants. Like, once I got on the plane for the first time and I saw flight attendants and, like, what they did and stuff like that, I'm like, oh my God. And they get to fly around for free, like, for work. Like, they gotta be cool as hell. So that became a part of what I wanted my life to look like. A traveling flight attendant, yoga teacher, like, I'm like, if I can choose, like, that's my choice. So I have been, like, holding on to this since then, since like 2015, 2016. Like, I've been holding on to this want and desire for my life and what I wanted to look like. And, like, that's all it was. Like, I didn't include anybody in it. Like, not to say that I just imagined I was going to be single. My vision for my life is strictly about how I want to feel and how I want my experience to go. I've never really included other people in it. Like, That's crazy. That's crazy. I've never really included other people in that. And I love people, but I feel like I don't want that control. Like, just like I have those types of expectations and stuff for my life, this for me, that's ample room for anybody that I love to have space to be in. But just like I have those aspirations for myself, I know that I hope that everybody else has those same things for themselves too. So it's like, I don't want my plan to be so smothering, for anybody else. It's room for you if you want to come, boo. Like, it's room for you too. But yeah, so which is why it's like so perfect that me and my baby came together. Me and Tam came together because she is as fluid as I am. Our aspirations, I feel, was more so about freedom than it was like specific details. Like, it's just very generally freedom, doing what we love and loving and experienced in life. So I feel like that's how we come so well together, because we have so much room for love, and like our desires are very simple. I have been holding on to this idea of my life looking like that, and now being on the other side of this, like after 7 years of applying for this job, and now, I just had these 2 interviews somewhat back to back and not getting either of them. I talked to my little brother the day after the interview, and I was telling him, I think maybe it was like 2 years in of me applying for the job. So like probably my second time being rejected by Delta. I was talking to one of my close friends about it, and I'm sure I was in her office crying. And I remember her telling me, Riz, I know that you really wanted this job and you were really looking forward to being able to just travel when and where you want all the time. But you're going to be rich and successful in a way that your life is going to look like that anyway. You're going to be able to travel when and where you want to go anyway. And that's what I was telling my little brother on the phone yesterday. And I was telling him how that conversation came back up for me, of course. Like, now facing that same rejection again here, 5 years later, I had I guess a deja vu kind of moment again with her telling me that. And it's like, it's crazy because I feel like this is the deja vu moment right here, like recording this video. I'm seeing it now with how I felt when she said that was the same way I felt when my other friend told me, you just scared. Like, I didn't believe her. Like, when she said, you're going to be successful and, all this and that, you're going to be able to do it in a way. I didn't believe her. It was so good to hear. Like, it felt so good to hear. And the optimist in me, deep in my gut, knowing that I have about, like, what's possible in life. I know that there are people that can travel anywhere and everywhere they want, whenever they want or whatever. I know that there are people whose lives look like that, but I feel like it's such a difference in knowing what's possible in life and really believing what's possible for yourself. And I didn't believe her then, and I don't believe that. Not yet. And I say that, I say not yet because I know I will one day, because I know I'm going to get there one day. But it's hard for me to believe it right now, because I don't know how that's gonna happen. Honestly, like very honestly, I don't know how that's gonna happen. I don't know how I'm gonna get to that point. And circling back to the faith part, like that's where my faith is right now. Like that's where my faith stands right now. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, like, but it makes sense in my mind. Like, I have this deep gut feeling, knowing of what I'm capable of. And I know that is the reason why I have such high standards. Why I have such high standards and why I'm so incredibly hard on myself. And I feel like that is because of like just my deep gut feeling and knowing, like I know what I'm capable of. I know that I'm capable of great things. But it's like I'm fighting between that knowing, and y'all can't see it, but I'm like, my hands are on my belly right now. Like that's what I mean. Like I'm fighting with that knowing and what I believe about myself. Like I'm still in the loop of telling myself the story that, I haven't mastered financial freedom and financial stability. And like, I'm not really working right now. I'm pretty much a stay-at-home wife. Like I do school online. And I'm, kind of building a routine for myself around that, and just taking more time for myself, being more intentional about taking care of myself and enjoying my life, like really having fun, not being so focused on creating and focused on my goals, but really enjoying my life every day and the things that I do. The limiting beliefs that I've had for myself around the patterns that I've created and stuck to throughout my life, and like what I have seen around me as what is possible, like what is truly possible, what's truly possible within my family, what's truly possible within the city that I come from. Those are the beliefs that I'm fighting against. And like I said, just that you, whether it's a deep whether it's a little voice in the back of your head or your gut or whatever, like that right there, I feel like I know. But again, like I say, the fact that I don't know how that shit is gonna pop off, I don't know how it's gonna happen. I don't know how I'm going to build a multi-million-dollar mental health hospital facility that's going to be worldwide, that's going to help millions of people, that is going to influence and encourage people, that is going to support so many people. Like, I don't know. I don't know where the money is going to come from. I don't know where to start. I don't know. It's so much that I don't know. I don't know who is going to help me. It's so much that I don't know about where I'm going. Being in a position where I didn't get this job, I don't feel so bad about being rejected, because I feel honestly like, and oh my God, I feel like I'm about to cry. But it's like, I feel like God is like, you know what you're supposed to be doing. You can't run from this. Seeing the world, traveling the world is a goal. But I feel like I was looking at that job as a cheat code, like a way to get it quickly, And in doing that, and choosing that route, because of the responsibilities of the job, it was going to take away a lot of my freedom and my time to really be able to pour into and focus on the heart hospital like I need and like I want to. So it was gonna be another distraction, a distraction. And I'm really good at distracting myself. After the interview, I just kind of cried to Tam, telling her that, man, like I'm having to start over from scratch. I'm having to, and I talked to one of my friends and I told her, it's like, I feel so lost, like in the sense of, I don't know where to start. Like, it's like I said, it's so much I don't know. I don't even know where to start. And I don't know. I have faith. I wholeheartedly believe that whatever is going to happen, it's going to happen. And it's going to be right on time. But this is the journey of getting there. Like, really just being okay with the process and being patient through the process of figuring this shit out. So I'm here for it. And just to like comment too, like throw this in there. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but my hair looks so good on this video. And I love that. I love that for me. First of all. But second of all, one of my friends posted in her close friends yesterday. I was watching and she was talking about like women and our insecurities and stuff. One of my biggest, probably my biggest insecurity, besides my skin, which I mean, I'm okay. Like, that's how I know I've come away. I'm okay. I'm good. But one of my biggest insecurities has been my smile. Like, my gummy smile. That's been my biggest insecurity. When I was in high school, this guy that I went to elementary school with, and he said, Kahrisma, you still got the same teeth from elementary school. And during my time working at the hospital, I was dating this guy that worked there. And he was, of course, doing nigga shit, messing with another girl in another department, the same department he worked in. And once we started like dating officially and he stopped messing with this girl, she felt the way. I remember this girl saying, oh, you gonna be with her, huh? And y'all gonna have kids, and y'all kids gonna have little teeth and big gums. She was like, they gonna be fine though. And I was like, really? But yeah, that's something I've always been kind of insecure about. And I actually, like a few years ago, had this like laser surgery done that was supposed to shave my gums to expose more teeth. I don't think it seemed like at the time it made a huge difference. It don't seem like it no more. Like, it seemed like my smile is just the same, like the same amount of gummy it was before. I've always not always, but I remember middle school, high school time, like just having low self-esteem. I'll say when I started dating my wife, like when me and her started dating, because I feel like because I had such a huge crush on her, that like definitely upped my self-esteem. Like it made me feel myself. I'll say, I ain't gonna say up my self-esteem, but it definitely made me feel myself in a whole different way. Because prior to us dating, like that year before we started dating, at least a year before we started dating, I was single and I was like doing a lot of inner work on myself and my confidence. Like that's when I started locking my hair. That's when I was really just, like digging deep. I was really into my yoga practice at the time. Just a lot. Like I had started meditating. That's when I started smoking. Like I started smoking when I was like 24, 25 years old. But like I had been doing so much inner work. So like when me and my wife started dating, me like really having a huge crush on her, and then it manifesting literally into us today being married, like that was like, I really can, like I can really have whoever I want out here. Like I can really do whatever I want out here. And it's like that's the kind of confidence we need to have. But like before all of that inner work and me locking my hair and that's just what it was for me. I'm not saying this is the process everybody needs to go through. Like everybody's life is different. What everybody needs in their life or how they want to feel like is different. But for me, it was all of that. Like it took me doing all of that to really just learn to see myself differently. Locking my hair, I didn't want to wear wigs. And I intentionally like did not want to do my makeup every day. Like I just wanted to feel how I felt about myself and really see how I felt about myself and not run from it. Like I really wanted to be confident, like I really wanted to be confident. That's what it was. Like I lacked confidence in my beauty. I lacked confidence in my beauty. I did not feel beautiful. I felt like my skin was bad. I just felt like I didn't feel beautiful. And now I feel like, which I was telling my friend the other day, like I don't feel like women cannot be beautiful. Like there is no such thing as an ugly woman. There may be women that may take care of themselves better than others or have the resources or whatever to take care of themselves better than others. And I say better very loosely because to each his own. Like one woman might be, get my nails done, get my hair done, every week type of woman, where some people that's just not as important. I know I'm one of the latter women. My nails are not done. I haven't had my nails done in years. Like and it's just like, that kind of stuff is just not important to me. I don't feel like that makes anyone better or lesser. Like having or not having, doing or not doing. I don't feel like that makes anyone better or lesser. I just feel like everybody is different. But for me, like it was important for me, still is important for me to embrace every part of myself. Like I want to feel confident however I show up. I don't want to feel self-conscious. I don't want to feel like, I know my hair all over my head. Like, because, like I was thinking like maybe I should braid my hair during the video, whatever. Like I have not touched my hair in like 2 days. This is last night's sleep hair. Like I did nothing, and it's like, it's cool. It's cool. I want to normalize this shit. Like normalize women feeling good, looking good, however they look. Like normalize that shit. Normalize women not having to do too much. Like, because we don't. And like men literally don't care about that shit to me. I feel like a woman is a woman. As long as she has a vagina that he can slide into, that's all the man really be cared about. Y'all, don't take me literally. I'm not saying that that's all a man cares about. But I'm saying, like, I feel like the things that we care about and we think men care about, they don't. They don't. Like, they don't be caring about that stuff. And not only, to say that the things that we do, are the ways we obsess over our appearance is just for the attention or for the male gaze, but I just wanted to understand why so maybe y'all can drop y'all answers or y'all perspectives in the comments. Why do we as women obsess over how we look? Like how we present, how our hair look, how our nails look. Like, I understand, that when you look good, you feel good type of thing, but why do we as women obsess over that stuff? Like, why is it so important to us to look like, of course, like I said, when I was doing the flight attendant stuff, I was watching so many flight attendant videos, and like I can almost never see a video of a woman like vlogging or something and just talking like without giving a disclaimer of why her hair not done or why her nails. Don't look at my nails. It's all right. I'm about to go get them done. Like, just giving disclaimers and justifications for like, babe, you don't have to explain. You look good. And I always make sure I put that in the comments. Like, girl, you look good. And it's like half the things that we be in our heads about, people don't even be noticing until we bring it up. Like, don't nobody care about that, but so like I said, I would love to just have more dialogue about that. Like, why do we as women obsess so much about our physical appearance? When we love ourselves, of course, you do want to look good. You want to, you want to do your shit. You want to pop out. You want to present yourself. But it's like, I feel like it's so important to like know or feel that same level of good and beautiful and sexy at all times. Like, I know that some days are better than others, but it doesn't take getting this level of dressed up or this level of, for me to feel good or feel, like, I don't know. Yeah. That's, like I said, totally off track, off topic, but I just wanted to share that. And let me go ahead and wrap this video up because I see that it's already 50 minutes. I did not intend for it to be this long at all. Faith. That's where my faith stands. I am fighting with what I know to be true, what I know I'm capable of, what I know is possible versus what I believe. What I believe reflects in the choices I make every day. But I'm not consistent in certain things in regards to like posting content or doing things for my business or, because my belief keep telling me that I'm not gonna get there anyway. So it's like, I don't need to do the work. So yeah.